Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Calm Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to professional wrestling business. And my God, I'm not even gonna listen. If y'all watched Elimination Chamber last night, what the hell? What in the hell? I don't even know what I watched. I had to sleep on it. It was absolutely insane. Lou, you're out there. I see you out there, man. You see it. This is insane, man. We're going to talk about all things Elimination Chamber. Of course, mainly John Cena. And let's just bring him in right here now. My co-host, voice Josh Joseph, Grunmeister. What's up, fellas? Damn, what a night for WWE last night. Grun, are you okay, man? That's the main question. Are you okay? Oh my God.
You lied, John! You lied! You lied!
John!
Why, you son of a bitch?
John!
Why did you let your pride win?
Oh my God.
Guys, I don't. You saw the video package they played before that match, right?
Yeah.
The meant each one was guilty of a sin, one of the 7 deadly sins. John Cena's was pride. It's like It's like they were saying it right there that John Cena's pride would win out in the end, and pride comes before the fall.
Oh my God, insane. Voice, what is up, man? Welcome to the show. What the fuck, man?
hey, I'm enjoying it.
I'm sure you are.
I am, because I called this. I was on Nick Tiradero's show on Friday night for the last call-in. And I described, yes, I described this happening, and I preface it with, I can't wait to see Grun cry. So everybody over in their fandom knows about this, and yeah, their co-host ripped me apart. She was on your side. Never would have happened. This is Nick's wife. She said, it's not going to happen. Why would they do that? It's because that's what they have left in the bag. And we all know, go back to that press conference.
Yeah.
He said, by any means necessary. What means hasn't he used? He's never been a heel. He's never shook the hand with the devil. And now he has. So, Grun, there's no Santa Claus. There's no leprechauns. There's no Easter Bunny. And there is no John Cena as your hero anymore, Grun.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he did, Lou. You are correct, sir.
100.
You are correct, my brother. He did say he's gonna do what's best for business. And John Cena heel turn, most definitely best for business. I just cannot believe. Listen, I love this, voice. I love this. And this was on top of a night of amazing wrestling action. We haven't even discussed the amazing unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And we're going to, because I have a lot of thoughts on that match, and I don't want it to get mixed up in what we're talking about with the John Cena thing. Because if anybody, listen, if we love our listening audience, the people who view us on YouTube and whatnot, and who listen to us on the podcast. We love them. So, of course, we got to come out of the gate swinging with the biggest thing of the night, John Cena. But this was a night of amazing wrestling action. But as far as the John Cena thing, man, I got to tell you, there was so much little things sprinkled in there that people didn't even think about. Even back at Bad Blood in Atlanta in October, when The Rock came out, and he did the 3 count, and then we all know John Cena. Yo, I'm just like that. That tells me that this is something they've had in the bag for a minute. And you know what? It's so good to say this. It's so good to say that it's WrestleMania season. It's good to say that it feels like WrestleMania season. And I got to tell you, man, WWE is not playing it safe. And I love that. I love it. They are not like, oh, we got to protect our top guys. Oh, we got to make sure John Cena is a good guy. He's a big time merch seller. He's a big time baby. Kids like him. No, we broke that. We broke that barrier. We took that away. And because the company is in such a good place with so many top stars, you can take risk like that. Dare I say that this heel turn is going to be just as, if not even more impactful than the Hogan heel turn back when he joined the NWO back in the 90s, the late 90s. Nobody saw this coming. If you did, kudos to you. That's awesome. I'm not hating. If you saw it coming, that's awesome. But what I'm saying is most of us did not. And this is going to be the shockwave that wrestling needed in an already stacked roster. And it makes sense. John Cena, this is a guy who is going to go down in history as one of the greatest of all time. And I see you, Brucey. I'm on a rant right now, Bruce. So I definitely see you, bro. But what I'm saying is that they're not playing it safe. They're taking chances. John Cena going heel right now in the time when everybody had accepted that it was never going to happen. This was his last year. And we're all like, no way John Cena is going to go out as a heel on his last year. There's no way. What sense does that make? And they broke it. They broke that barrier. They broke that safety net that made them be like, oh, well, we're just gonna have him ride out. We're gonna have him wear the colorful shirts and the jorts and have some loyalty, respect, and all that stuff is great. Don't get me wrong, that's great. But they broke it. They broke that safety net. They said, let's try something different. And that's why last night was so impactful. It was really representative to WWE. In my eyes, last night represented a major shift in the company. Whether you talk about what happened with John Cena, whether you talk about Cody telling Rock to go fuck himself, whether the devastation that we had in the unsanctioned match last night, man, I got to tell you, the gloves feel off, voice.
Yeah, they are. And honestly, this is well welcomed. And I agree with you. Not a lot of people seen this coming. Only sick individuals who have seen what they're capable of doing nowadays.
Yes.
Because again, their competitor. What was their biggest draw last night, guys? Anybody know? AJ Boom, Costco guy. Burr, burr, burr. I am so sick of this. Is exactly why AEW drowns, because Tony Khan months ago comes out and goes, guys, this is wrestling. We're not going to focus on stories. Who wants stories, guys? Do you want stories? Yes, we want stories because they can be told stories. Like yes, stupid fuck. God damn, you have ruined a company that, and I'm sorry, I know we're not on an AEW rant, but I seen that. I wanted to see what the competitor brought out of their bag last night. AJ Boom. Hey, I go to Costco. My kids are going to have heart disease by the time they're 17. Shut the fuck up. Dude, like WWE last night showed us they have us by the balls, by anything they want. They can lead us wherever they want and then just smack us. And guess what? We're going to come crawling back because we love it. We love the story. We love what you're taking us on. KO, Sami Zayn. God damn it, man. God,
yes, yes,
fucking fantastic.
They deserve that.
Women's chamber, fucking fantastic. Way to start it, girls.
Yeah,
fucking Jade
that was
coming
amazing.
out and just destroying shit. I mean, this
that was awesome.
Was a PLE, and again,
Yeah.
Con, you remember weeks ago I said we need to make the chamber meaningful again.
You did say
and
that.
They did that last night.
Yeah,
both matches meant something. They were. It was banger. It was bang, 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 bang. Was there a lull? Sure, but you know what? You needed that lull. Just to let everyone rejuvenate, get recharged. I mean, everyone's still looking forward to Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Everyone still is looking forward to that. That there was 5-star show, 5-star.
I love what Chat Chief's saying right here. This is perfect. Chief. This is exactly what is going to make John Cena, and I this is going to burn me like a vampire walking into a church, but this is what's going to make John Cena one of the greatest of all time. This story arc, everything that is going to build in this 10 months. Yes, do we know that he's going to be doing movies? He's going to be doing that stuff? Yes. But sit back, buy the ticket, shut your mouth, and watch the story. Because, again, I have to go back to it. They proved it to us with the Bloodline story. And they are just building and building on stories. And this is fantastic wrestling. I don't care what any negativity comes out, what anybody has to say. This is fantastic wrestling.
It really is. It really is. Could you bring up that last comment from Bruzy? Because this is exactly. I'm gonna throw it over to Grun right now, man. What if Cena has been lying and this isn't his final run?
If this isn't Cena's final run, that was the hint last night, because if John Cena because John Cena could very clearly, next time we see him, go back on his word. I'm going to assume that we're going to see him before WrestleMania. He's going to show up at least a few times. Times to probably give his explanation like, this is my moment. I have to do this because you bastards wanted me to. You fuckers wanted me to be the 7 Days World Champion. You wanted the heel turn. You got everything you got. You got everything you wanted. And now you're whining, you're bitching, you're moaning.
Oh, that's good. This is a great opportunity for Cena to just really throw it back in the fans' face. And my God, there's so much meat on that bone.
Yeah, and I love it. I think this is a way. I remember when I heard Cena was coming back and we had a discussion, and I said, how are you going to hook a fan like me? Well, guess what? You fucking hooked me like Leatherface getting ready to disembalm a teenager. This is amazing.
Oh, dear God.
Like, I'm telling you, you have me hooked. I might buy Cena merch. So speaking of merch, guys, I just got this in. This is the old
that's
Jones
awesome.
sticker. This is going right on my car, guys. You can get this at Brainbuster Tees under the In Your House section. This is the, I believe, 5.5 inch. They do have two other sizes for that. But I want the world to know who I rock with, and that's Hypocrisy Jones. But yeah, getting back to the chamber, dude. Tell me a better one in the past year.
I can't. No. I mean, like, that was so good. The show front to back, and like, yes, there was that low match, the Tiffy and Trishy time. I'm glad they had and they picked it up as the match went on. Like, the fans started to get into it, and then the match ended, and then they had their moment, and that's fine. No problem with that. You got to have that. It was a good moment for Tiffy and Trishy. And it served its purpose. I'll say that it served its purpose. But this was, compared to the other 3 events that happened in this night. I mean, come on, guys! Like, those Elimination Chamber, and let me just once again, I want to make sure we get all of our thoughts out about this Cena thing before we move on to the next parts of the show. Can I just say how much of an evil son of a bitch John Cena looked like his facial expressions completely changed. And I was like, this dude went from being jovial and happy to be here. And I'm so excited for my nostalgia tour to like the most devious son of a bitch that I've ever seen. And it was just masterful.
Yeah.
Masterful.
I mean, if we have any old SNL heads out there, it was acting. It was perfect. He did the job. The Rock did his job, because honestly, being told to go fuck yourself by Cody Rhodes, the expression that The Rock had, it was like you just told a billionaire to his face that his money doesn't matter. And that is the only way to get at a billionaire.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes did it, because imagine if Rock would have collected Cody's soul and we would have got heel Cody. That's what a lot of people were pointing towards. A lot of people said it's going to be the Cody turn. We're going to get heel Cody, because how do you make Cody's run interesting again? Because there has been some lackluster moments in this run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But to play us like that, to hold us like that, and to get everybody in what we do, our business of talking about this, to be like, oh, I'll definitely go see a Cody heel. And John Cena's going to stand for America. He's going to stand for everybody, everything, hustle, loyalty, respect. And no, he did not.
He didn't know.
He said, you know what, devil, I'm meeting you at the crossroads, and let's see what we can do in this last bit of time I have in a ring. And it could be a swerve, but I don't think it is. I really don't. I think we're going to see the ultimate story ever told when
we got a hell of a story on our hands. My God.
I mean, think about the Shawn Michaels ending in the Ric Flair. Think about Shawn Michaels ending Ric Flair. It was emotional. It was sad. To a wrestling fan, it meant something. It's Shawn Michaels' last match. It meant something. But since then, when has somebody's last match meant something? Unless they have passed away. And then we didn't know it was their last match. They didn't know it was their last match. But to take that idea that all you get is a last match with a wrestler, and to mix it into one of the biggest, growing, most shocking storylines you've told in the past 10 years, besides the Bloodline, fucking bravo, man. And I think we're going to get it. We're going to get the peak level of John Cena in this 10 months that he has. And you're building Cody up through this also, because
that was my next point.
Yeah. And I mean, we could take out the scarecrow that they had out there, but did you notice that he got in a cheap shot at the end before the Rock?
He did.
It was a good slap though.
It was a good
Travis
one.
Scott. Travis Scott. Yep.
But if I was carrying around a hardcore belt and acting like I did something to get that, and I was in this profession, I would expect somebody who's given a lot of their life to this, going through the bumps and the bruises, they might retaliate. And Cody, if you don't want to retaliate, call me. I'm willing to put my body on the line for that hardcore title. I will take them on. And you'll see some things that with that barbed wire chair that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn did not show you, but I will.
Oh man, well, let's hold on to that one, because we're gonna get to that match. Oh my God.
I mean, Josh, you also had a comment that you didn't think that Travis Scott's music was really good. You thought someone else?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. I think they outsold him many times, and they've never had a concert where people died, like where they were getting swarmed and stuff.
Damn.
I don't know. There's just things out there. Maybe I wouldn't put a title on him.
Scott, shots fired. Answer back.
Listen, so I'll say this about
please do.
I'll say this about the Travis Scott thing. I kept saying throughout the night, I was like, all right, Travis, go back to Gorilla. Go back to Gorilla. Go back. And he just kept coming. And I was like, oh no. So now, and I didn't think about it, because I was like, it was bothering me the whole time that he was out there. I was like, dude, this is the main event storyline leading up to WrestleMania. And this guy is just back there freaking drinking a damn energy drink and vaping. This motherfucker was vaping and shit. Like as I hold mine, he was doing the same shit, and it was pissing me off. So I guess I'm like Jones. I'm a hypocrite, but it was pissing me off, and I was like, it wasn't until he did the slap and started getting involved with the beatdown. I was like this. I was like, if Travis Scott, not that he needs to earn my respect, but I'm just gonna say it for what it is. If you want it, like if he were like to earn my respect and probably another like a bunch of other wrestling fans, he needs to get a receipt for that slap.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get a receipt. Cody, he needs to get hit with a crossroads, a Cody cutter, something. He needs to take a bump. Like
Bad Bunny did it.
Bad Bunny did it. You know what I'm saying? Even people hate Logan. People hate Logan Paul, and he showed his ass out in the Elimination Chamber. Like, bro, take a bump, bro. Like, you need to take a bump. Like, you put hands on the undisputed champion. You need to take a bump.
And I honestly would not be this upset with it if that title he wasn't parading it around like he won it. That title means so much to my childhood.
Oh, dude, I love the hardcore championship.
Exactly. When
Triple H just handed it to you at a damn concert. Come on, man.
Oh, here we go. We got Lou chiming in. I like this one.
Yo, I like it.
There we go.
I like it, Lou.
That'd be fun.
Chat Chief chiming in. Travis Scott looked like a heartless
from Kingdom. Great game.
I like it, Chat Chief. I like it.
Man.
Yeah, it was great though. But I'm on your board. If you're going to do something like that, you got to take something. You got to
get a receipt.
Yeah,
he's got to get a receipt. That's all I'm
saying. It could just be a chop too. I would respect him taking a chop.
Yep. Yeah. But he's got to take a bump, bro. He has to take a bump. You slap and it's like Grun said, it was a good slap, but you slapped the undisputed champion and he couldn't do anything about it, bro. You need to get some sort of comeuppance. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some sort of comeuppance. And here's my next question, because I don't think this is going to happen either. Is Travis Scott going to start making appearances on Monday Night Raw, hanging out with The Rock? Is he part of this faction now? Is he like some sort of pseudo manager now in some kind of way? Maybe I'm going to see where the ride takes me on, because I'm invested. I'm in there. I love it. Mm-hmm. But like you want to and that's not to say that Travis Scott hasn't showed up, because Travis Scott will show up on shows that it matters. But bro, if you're going to be a part of this faction, you got to take a bump. Cody, Punk, Bad Bunny, Rock, Cena, Travis Scott, book it. I like it.
You can make some money off that one.
That's even better, honestly, because Travis Scott, I'm sure I would wager that he's not trained. He don't really know like his way around the ring like that, so I'd wager that he's not trained, and I haven't seen him do anything at all. Bad Bunny, obviously, you put him with somebody that can lead the way with him, because he's not a regular wrestler, he's going to do good. You know what I'm saying?
I like this better.
I like that too, because R-Truth
I like that better.
R-Truth can have Travis Scott dance. He can help Travis Scott dance, and I'd like to see them have
they could have a rap off. Yeah,
have a rap battle. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
Wouldn't it be funny though when R-Truth destroys him on bars?
That'd be hilarious. What do we do then? That'd be hilarious if that actually happened. But I mean, you know what? I could actually buy, because it's like, all kidding aside, Travis Scott is a legit pro wrestling fan. Loves WWE.
Oh yeah,
is a legit fan. He would probably come up with less good raps just to make R-Truth look a lot better, and that way so they could say R-Truth beat Travis Scott in a rap battle just for the lulz, just for the clicks, because he's like, you know what? No, this is gonna be awesome. I'm rap battling R-Truth, one of the funniest guys in WWE, one of the best performers WWE has right now.
That would make me respect Travis Scott as a true fan. If he can take down his ego as a rapper and actually have a story where R-Truth beats him in a rap battle, because remember that it happened on accident years ago when Bo Dallas beat Flow Rider in a rap battle, if y'all remember that.
I saw that. Wow. Oh my god, Bo Dallas,
Look, he hit a shooting star that night. Okay, let's be honest. I don't think that he's sitting out there overtopping Flow Rider on constant.
But I think, but it's like Bo Dallas is so much fucking better than we've ever seen, and I'm hoping that the Wyatt 6 eventually goes away, simply because, you know what, I'm fine with it being a short-lived group, but after that short-lived group, you have everyone give their time to shine. Give Bo Dallas his time to show the world what some have only known backstage, that Bo Dallas is a top star. You just haven't seen it.
I'm there for it. I've believed since I've seen him.
Dude.
Honestly, there's a whole thing I would like to talk about later with the Wyatt 6, maybe even on a different show, because this is Elimination Chamber. But yeah, I think it's time we do get into the Wyatt 6 coming
we can
up.
have that discussion for sure. Yeah, for sure. That's a discussion we can have down the line, because I've been wanting to discuss the Wyatt 6 and their current direction, but let's keep it here with the Elimination Chamber for now. Like, we talked all the things with John Cena and The Rock, and we're gonna have weeks upon weeks to speculate on that. Window Lickers is going to be super interesting tomorrow night. You know, the Raw deal, getting Annie's thoughts on everything that happened. We've already got a big week of content ahead of us leading up to WrestleMania, and then we're trying to put together a big WrestleMania week here at In Your House, where we're collaborating with different content creators and calling up some big guests for that week that we're wanting to get. We're calling in favors on WrestleMania week and trying to make it a huge week for all you guys out there in the household and other wrestling communities, so that way we can merge with their communities, and you guys, and we'll just trying to make a bigger family here, because WrestleMania is coming up and it's super exciting. And man, the road to WrestleMania is hot and heavy right now. It really kicked off last night with that women's Elimination Chamber match, and that started out hot because we had the return of Jade Cargill. She looked absolutely amazing. Like, even my daughter was there watching it, who doesn't watch wrestling a whole lot, my oldest daughter, and she was like, who is she? She looks so cool. So like Jade looked like she looked amazing last night. She looked great. And then she came, and it looked like she was coming for Liv, who, by the way, Liv Morgan was an absolute MVP in that match last night, and she deserves to be praised in every single way, and I'm going to praise her in about a couple of minutes. But man, Jade looked so good, and she went right for Naomi without any explanation. We don't even know if Naomi was the one. We still don't have that answer. Then you have Bianca Belair sobbing and crying in the chamber. She was in a glass of emotions, man. It was crazy. And just the way it all kicked off, man. Voice, what was you thinking about the kickoff of the women's chamber?
Fantastic. Like I said earlier, this was epic. This is exactly what you want, because in our private chat that we have, Grun already starts assuming, well, now we know who threw her, who did all the stuff to her. No, we don't. All we know is that her dislike for Naomi has bled over to the point to where let's go back. What has Naomi taken from Jade? And not because she's done anything. Let's just say there was opportunities that came in Naomi's path that involves the missing of Jade. Okay, so we have that. She got the tag team titles with Jade's tag team partner. She took the limelight from her. Jade, honestly, Jade's been the most discussed wrestler to jump ship since these mergers have happened, because there was a lot of doubters out there about Jade. Jade, though, last night, I think she could have proved a lot of them wrong, because she carried a story
last night.
She looked fantastic. She looked like a superhero. You have your daughter wondering, who is she? She looks cool. That's exactly what you want from Jade.
100%.
And then she came out and destroyed something that the fans love, something that the fans have gotten behind since she's come back. Something the fans, I mean,
I'm sorry, but that's like
that's the question. Why?
That's
Why did she do it? Is it out of jealousy? Because, or is it out of opportunity that maybe that there's maybe she thinks that she's in connection with the person who did it, and there was an opportunity for her to take out one of the arms of the assailant. She did that, but she could be wrong.
Might I ask this? Isn't it amazing? Or let me say this and then get your thoughts on it. Isn't it amazing that when we thought that we were going to get the definite who injured Jade last night from that segment? Because I thought that's what we were getting. I thought we were getting definite something. But no, bro. It's amazing that we came out of that situation with more questions than answers.
And we did. And here's the thing. The commentators did their job because they were planting the seeds. Well, is it because of this? We don't fully know. We can only assume. And just like our dear co-host here, he's one of those guys who bought into this. Like, he's assuming that this is the reason why. But that's just like we all assume John Cena was not going to turn.
Yes.
He did it. Yes. This is exactly what I keep talking about with perfect story writing. You have to have storytelling, because it could have went a different way with Jade. Let's say Vince running the show. All right, Jade, we just need you to go out there and be big, be powerful, be you, be a woman, command. Well, that gives nobody direction. Okay. But if you have Trips out there and he's like, hey, I need you to give me a recreation of something. Who came back in your fandom that made you pop? Who made you jump off your couch when it happened? That's what I need out of you. And she can internalize that, and she can take it and make it her own, in which she did, because who has seen a woman take the Elimination Chamber doors and smash another woman in between them?
Right.
I have not seen it. We've had women who could have done it. Nia Jax could have done it. There could have been listen, Bianca could have done it. She could have easily done that. I believe the power in Bianca. She could whip those doors. But Jade did it. Yep. Jade made a statement. Yep. And it wasn't a definitive statement. It was a wonderment statement. Why? You need to explain it in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It was, man. And then the match itself was so good. I mean, just absolutely incredible, man. And the Jade situation, so crazy. I mean, Grun, you were seeing it, man. You saw what was happening and how it started. Yeah. And you had Liv Morgan talk about, it wasn't me. Like I said, I'm about to go on a whole Liv Morgan praise tour here in about a couple minutes. But before I do that, Grun, what was your thoughts about like the how the chamber started, bro?
So I definitely expected Jade Cargill to return. I did not expect it to look like this.
Right.
And it made me, it gave off the impression that Jade is out for blood. And that is exactly what you're going to want to see. That's exactly what fans want to see. Maybe Jade's still not the greatest wrestler in the world, but she is. But now you can justify why she's like, why people are hitting her, and she's just like wincing it off, like not even taking it, not even, because she's pissed, she's angry, and now she's out to destroy everybody who has had anything to do with her being attacked.
Yeah, I like the idea of Terminator Jade. I mean, that's kind of what they tried to present it as in AEW, but they told the story a whole lot better in WWE. It's like OG is here saying she showed rage and emotion. She didn't look so perfect, and she does her entrance. She hits her entrance perfectly, and she looks like a clean product and everything. But what happens when that clean raw product gets mad? What if she has some rage and emotion behind her, like OG said? What if she has some aggression, some tenacity behind her? Well, what you're going to do is create a top star, and I think that's the direction that you can go in with somebody with Jade Cargill. Like I said, what we can see is if she's laser focused on just channeled aggression, a channeled rage, then you're going to create a top star. I mean, you just are. I'm thinking like on the vibes, like the level of like the female version of where Batista was at. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like that. Like that's the lane that she could be in.
I like that angle. I do. But she gave me female versions of Sid Vicious.
I like that too. I like
she
that
just
too. That's
unhinged. Good. Now you know that there is a sense of danger behind what she can do. And I think that's what was missing. Because like you said, AEW packaged her as this Terminator thing. But I hearken back to what Raven said. Why? You have to explain why. They never explained why. They just kept putting her out in these jabroni matches.
Yep.
Now WWE has a chance to explain why. Why does she not react to a hit? I mean, we understand why Rhea doesn't. We've seen Rhea's progress.
Level of aggression.
Yeah, we've seen Nia not react because she's a force that you cannot move. Like, that's the thing. So why does Jade do it? Well, now you know. Jade gets to a level of just pure rage to where she's unhinged.
She's a berserker. She's basically a berserker.
She is. But I really think what would help her more is a Paul Heyman type manager speaking for her.
Quit playing with me, bro.
I'm telling you.
You need to shut up right now, bro.
Even if you want to give me a female Paul Heyman type character, somebody who is just going to be out there and be her voice piece and get other people in trouble with Jade. That's what we need. We need the antagonist.
Bro, I'm telling you that now you got my wheels turning about Paul Heyman turning his attention to somebody like Jade Cargill, because they tried a manager with her before in AEW, but it wasn't Paul Heyman. If you have Paul Heyman put his label on her, I mean, she's going to be a perennial women's WWE champion.
Yep. And nobody's going to bat an eye at it.
Exactly.
Because of who her mouth is.
If you do that, then I'm going to start comparing her to the female version of Lesnar.
There's potential to.
It has potential.
Once we see, I would say let's give it a month after this, what we've seen her show up. And within this month, it's either sink or swim with her.
Big time. Leading up to WrestleMania, 100%.
And I think she's going to swim. I think she's going to Michael Phelps swim out of this, and she's going to be the second shock of 2025. And by the end of this year, we're going to be talking about the amazing amount of matches Jade's had and the force that she's been using in these matches. And did you see what she did to insert female here? I truly believe that with Jade.
I could see it. Most definitely. I could most definitely see that. But man, we talk about potential and women who have met potential and didn't meet potential or still trying to find potential. Let's talk about somebody who's exceeded expectations, exceeded her potential. And damn, that's Liv Morgan, because Liv Morgan has really solidified. I don't have the exact quote here from what Triple H said in the press conference. I'm not even going to try to paraphrase it. I'm going to talk about Liv Morgan as I see her. And Liv Morgan in the last year her stock has skyrocketed. She's went from just somebody who could go out there and be a good hand and, we can plug and play her. Maybe we could have her as like a transitional WWE women's champion. She can fit that role. And, we want to make her, a tag team champion. She's plug and play with somebody. She's got a couple different partners that No. In this last year, Liv Morgan has elevated herself into megastar status. Yes, I said it, megastar status. I mean, she is now a multi-time women's champion, multi-time women's tag team champion. I think she's like the first ever 3-time women's tag team champion. You know, she was the first ever crown jewel women's champion, had a hell of a run with the title throughout the time that she had it when she took it off. You know, when she took it off, I think it was Becky Lynch last year when she took it off of her. And she's just been solid in everything that she has done. The growth that she has shown has been absolutely amazing. That proved true to be continuing at the Elimination Chamber, where she was at the beginning of the match. She was, you know, had a hand in the big beginning blowout segment with Jade. And then throughout the match, she just got better. And she went from the beginning all the way to the end. She took the whip heard around the world, as the chat chief was saying here. And man, you saw it. If you saw the well, it was ugly. Man, I'm just saying, like, Liv Morgan has completely changed like my perception on her in like the last year, because like last year I was saying Liv Morgan is good, she's solid, I enjoy her, but like there's still some sort of disconnect. Like, and like this was mainly around the time when I saw her trying to come up and she took the title off of MMA star Ronda Rousey, her.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, she took the title off of her. That's crazy. You know, but I still felt like she hadn't met her full potential at that point. You know, now she's there. She knows who she is. She sells like her facial expressions when she's selling a move, amazing. Her in-ring like quality of match is better. Her promos are better. Liv Morgan is, my God, in a league of her own, and I've become quite the fan.
No, and you should. I mean, I know I've said what I've said about Liv multiple times.
Rat.
Yeah, she is a sewer rat. She still is, in my opinion. But I can respect when the artist is making a masterpiece, and her performance last night was fantastic. And like Chat Chief said, that whip was heard around the world, and you've seen real girl tears about to come out of Liv in that moment.
Yeah.
But she took it like a champ, and it just got, that welt just got big and huge.
Oh my God, bro.
It was like a fucking late 80s strap match when they really tried to beat the hell out of each other with that thing. But I will say, yes, Liv does deserve to be recognized and everything. She did her job. She proved why they have her as one of the top females in the division.
Yes, sir.
But for me, I would say Bianca.
Sure. Her emotion. Let's talk about it.
Everything that Bianca did in that match, to me, was another level beyond Liv. She just watched her friend, her ride or die, get demolished by the other friend. Yeah. Somebody who she thought she could have they all three could have connected and destroyed the women's division. And then she had to witness that. And then when she's in a cage at this moment,
yes,
a pod inside of a cage. So when she finally gets out, she goes to the edge to see them strapping her friend Naomi to a stretcher and getting ready to take her out. And the emotion that she has, but then again, Liv's right there to give her a big whop to the head and be like, hey, we're in a match. I really think Bianca set herself even higher than what she was already at. For us here at IYH, Bianca's it. She's
everything, bro.
She's the EST. Honestly, the things that you watch Bianca do throughout her career being on the main roster, and I'm just taking the main roster, she has been phenomenal. She has been your AJ Styles. She has been your KO. She has been your Miz. She has been everything you've needed her to be. And then last night she showcased, like, she made me believe that she wasn't going to win this. And just because all the emotion, everything she had to go through, she's seen her friend get slammed with that big ass sliding cage door. That thing's not light. It had to have hurt. Even though you could protect yourself and everything, the momentum behind that had to hurt. So, but Liv, I will say, she is definitely running up there with Bianca for me, because I was impressed with what Liv did, and I am the biggest Liv disliker on the planet.
Yep.
But she impressed me last night, and she made me realize that just because I don't like that particular character doesn't mean that they're not going to have the opportunity to show me why I should invest in what they're doing, because it does help storylines, it does push things, and it does make Liv very interesting when you put her in these type of situations.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. And like, here's the thing, I was chilling out watching the Elimination Chamber last night with my family. I was telling my son, I was like, after that beatdown and the dust settled and we had to get to the match, and Naomi's officially eliminated, which I think Grun said in our chat last night. He was like, I wish they would have replaced her instead of just eliminated her. And I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. But man, I also said, I was like, if Bianca Belair wins this Elimination Chamber match, she's the greatest of all time, because and you said it yourself, to deal with everything that she had to deal with at the beginning of the match, be the next one to come out of the pod. So she didn't even have time to really digest or think at all about what just happened. She only had mere minutes, maybe not even that, before her pod opened and she had to get to business. Because while she's, oh damn, the story is so good, because at the same time it's like, I have to worry about what's going on over here with two people who I love and care about, and I don't understand what had just happened. And then you have the person who you thought did it over here laughing in your face, egging you on with Liv Morgan. And you still got to worry about what you got to do, because you got to win this match, because there's a WrestleMania spot on the line for the title. So yeah, I just think that, honestly, I just think that Bianca Belair, just like where Liv Morgan was amazing, and even Roxanne Perez had a great showing. And I'm sure we'll talk about that. But man, Bianca Belair really just showed a lot of character out of last night. Something that I think that lacked a little bit with her, because it's the same thing, like I said, with Jade. She's like cleaned up and, perfect, and, doesn't really face a whole lot of adversity, because, the stature, that she can pretty much, she can bang with anybody of any size. And that's the thing. Like, she's like Bianca Belair is a hybrid competitor, just like somebody like a Jade Cargill has the potential to be a hybrid competitor. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just a thing where she doesn't face a whole lot of adversity, but she had to face a lot of adversity within the confines of the story within that match, and it really helped elevate her as a character in my eyes.
I mean, Liv looked her directly in the face on the pod after all this happened and said, "This is your fault. You caused all of this."
Yeah.
While Bianca's like having her Sybil moment over there, just witnessing almost a domestic violence that happened in front of her pod, and she's just like, "Oh my god!" But she played it perfectly, and Liv played the antagonist perfect too. I mean, both of these, if we could give out Oscars or awards for PLEs, both of these women get the award for best women's performance of the night. They just have to, because they made it. Jade did her thing, and it's honorable mention there. But those two women, they made that whole story become meaningful, have life to it. And I just appreciate what they did last night.
I do. I really do. Grun, some highlights for you from the Women's Elimination Chamber match last night?
I mean, I gotta agree with what you guys have said about Liv Morgan. She was absolutely the highlight. She was one of the first. She was supposed to start with Naomi. But other than that, Roxanne had a good showing. Bianca Belair had to come in. I think she was the first one to
first
lead the
pod
pod
open. Yeah, first pod open.
So she had to go through that entire match basically with completely emotionally wrecked, and had to go through women that were completely not devoid of emotion. because
they could care less what happens.
Because really,
don't care. Yeah,
2 heels. No, yeah, 2 heels. Liv and Roxanne. Alexa, who she would have just been happy to cause making these women bleed, and Bailey, who is like doesn't know what to think. So Bianca really was all on her own in that match, and she came out as a winner. I am hurt a little bit that Roxanne didn't win, but you know what? At the same time, like what Josh said earlier, when you tell a good story, people are willing to overlook who wins and loses. So I can overlook Roxanne losing because I get it.
Yeah.
There's a bigger story here with Bianca, and it could absolutely be her winning that Mania. Like I don't see that having any less than 50% chance of happening unless it's a 33 and a third % chance.
I love it.
I am thinking if the story is that Bianca was involved with Jade being attacked, what if Bianca somehow in her own way gets involved in the title match tomorrow night, and let's say Rhea loses, but Adam Pearce says that's bullshit, Bianca. What the hell are you doing? You know what? We ain't doing that. You want to play that way? Fine. Rhea, you're in the match too. 3-way between Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky.
Ooh.
Now I get everyone wants Rhea versus Bianca. Like that would absolutely be a great match. At the same time, like it almost feels like a slap in the face to Io for her not being involved at Mania. And like she doesn't have to win, but at least if you have it in a 3-way, and Bianca has turned heel, this is gonna be this could be a really interesting, a really fun match.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea. But I mean, also you do have to think though. What if this John Cena turn was a test to see if beloved superstars can still gain fandom after turning in such a way? I know they tried to do it with Hogan and all that, but this is a different era.
It's a different era. Yep.
Oh yeah.
So what if it's a test to see if the storyline of Bianca being the assailant, they're testing to see,
dude.
Heel Bianca would hit hard.
It would hit super hard, bro. It would hit super hard. And if that's the case, what you're saying, it makes sense because they've been very vague on this Jade storyline since they did it back in November. So maybe you're right. Maybe they're like, let's see what happens with Cena before we can kind of, because like, here's the thing. They're not playing. Last night, I said it before, they proved to me they're not playing safe anymore.
Yeah,
they are not playing safe anymore. So that means anything is in play. Like if John Cena can go heel at what's presumably what we believe to be right now the last year of his wrestling career, why can Bianca Belair not go heel? Like that, there's no reason. And here's the thing: a heel Bianca Belair could really shake things up in the women's division. She could really shake things up in a major way. But I like the idea of having Io Sky in there for a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Because as much as I love the idea of Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair going one-on-one, and they're going to have a fantastic match, it's going to be amazing. I also love the fact of Io Sky being in there as that agent of chaos. Because, you know, with Rhea and Bianca having to focus on each other, you know it's just going to be knockdown, drag out. But if you have a psycho like Io Sky flying around and you don't know when she's going to fly at you, when you're trying to focus on this big burly woman in front of you, that's just a nice agent of chaos that I like, an element in that match. And it makes Io more believable that she could actually win the match, because while you have the big two alpha females against each other, she can take advantage and really surprise anybody at any point in that match.
Yeah. And what a shock it would be if Io walked out the champion of a match of that caliber.
It would be for crazy. Sure. And just so WWE, they put stuff on YouTube all the time. Now, the promo where The Rock rambled, he said he dropped the F-bomb, that's bleeped on YouTube. But Cody saying The Rock, go fuck yourself, is not bleeped on YouTube.
Oh,
it's not. So it is clear as day that WWE I think we are actually getting to the point where they're going to be allowed to curse a lot more if they want to, but obviously at the same time, they've done great promos without the F-bombs, without saying fuck. So
use it sparingly. Don't use it too much. If you use it too much, then people are going to be like, all right, that's just, it's overdone. And it doesn't even, like, that's the thing. You don't need to do it too much. Just do it when it matters. And I think that they did that with the Cody and Rock segment. When he told him to go fuck himself, it was very much like, this is the emphasis on, I'm not subscribing to what you're trying to get me to do. I'm my own man. I stand for the people. All they did was double down on Cody Rhodes as a major babyface. And I like that direction because let's face it, Cody Rhodes is going to be around a lot longer than John Cena. Even if this whole retirement tour was just a ploy to get people invested and then really suck them in for when he turned heel, that's fine. But I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, Cody is going to be the one that's going to be here. And Cody's been champion for almost a year's time, and he's held the company on his back as the top babyface. And yeah, when you get to a point where you're a babyface on the level of a John Cena, people are going to be like, oh, well, he'd be a lot better if he turned heel. Well, guess where we're at with Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes is the top babyface with the company, selling merch and doing all the appearances and stuff like that. And what are we saying now? Oh, well, Cody would be a lot better if he turned heel. It's fine. It's fine. Cody is where he needs to be at right now, and he's going to be a top babyface because we need it. It's too easy to be heel in this cynical society. Can you be a babyface, though? Yeah. Cody Rhodes is doing just that. He's being a babyface. He is the likable guy that everybody likes, and even if you're bored with him, you still appreciate him, you know?
No, I agree. I'm there with Cody. I like what he's doing, and like I critique him because I do feel that some of these runs or some of these matches, some of these stories he's had during his run have not hit. But is it his fault? Is it anybody's fault? Or is it just the curse of being a champion? Not every match that you have is going to be a 5-star banger, you know?
Yeah.
But when you do need him, he's there. And just like when I seen him in one of his last matches in AEW, and he took his belt off, threw it out in the crowd, and the crowd bullied the kid into giving it back. I looked at my brother-in-law and I said, you know what? I would have been fighting a whole city of Chicago. I would have never thrown that back. I would have been like, Cody Rhodes gave me this. Come get it. You want me to throw it back? Let's see, Chicago. What you got? But I like what Cody is. He works perfectly. His family's heritage just folds into this storyline so perfectly. Heel Cody, it will be great one day. But today is not that day.
Yes.
And this run is not that run. We have some fans chiming in here.
Let's go. Let's bring them up.
We had Nick chiming in with the EO Sky Talk. EO just feels lost in the shuffle to me. They should split up Damage Control. I can see where he's. Yeah.
We've been saying that for a while. I think that Damage Control needs to dissolve. I think they do.
Yeah. I think we're getting there. I think we're getting to that point. I just don't. I don't want them to just do it because EO seems like she's going to be fine. They seem to be investing more into Dakota Kai. Then Kairi Sane and Asuka are kind of left out because, like, Kairi and Asuka, they're great too. Now, Asuka is a little bit older than the other three, but like Asuka can still go. And so it's like, what do you do with her?
Mm-hmm. No, that's a good thought. That's a good thought. We got some more comments here. Bring some more up, voice, and we'll talk about them. We got our man Roger, Big Roger, saying the issue with Cody's run is that every story arc has been overshadowed by something else. And while, yes, Big Roger, there was a time where that was true, I just don't subscribe to Cody being a boring champion anymore. I think right now, Cody in the last few months, and it all really, to me, kicked off when he started working with Kevin Owens, because we thought that Kevin Owens storyline was going to be a blow-off. We thought it was just going to be a one-time thing just to get us through Saturday Night Main Event. And then they carried it into the Royal Rumble. And Cody started showing more aggression. And now Cody is in everybody's mouth. What are you going to do? Are you going to be The Rock's lackey, or are you going to stand on business and stand on your own 2 feet? I'm not down with Cody being a boring champion anymore. And now he's involved in the biggest storyline that's going on in the company right now that, might I say, has nothing to do with Roman Reigns. And that's amazing for them right now. And Cody is the main babyface against the two. I'm sorry, I'm already going to say it. It's done. It's happening. The two top heels in the company right now, The Rock and John Cena, because they made that the case last night. And Cody's in that mix. So, like, yeah, to me, Cody has really stepped up, and this title reign has stepped up. And I'm excited for what Cody does next in his response to what's happened.
100% agree.
Yes.
So yeah, most definitely. I just enjoy it. I enjoyed the show last night. I enjoyed it so much. But we talked so much about these Elimination Chamber matches and everything like that. Let's talk a little bit of Tiffy and Trishy. We'll talk a little bit about that, because I don't want to show, like, to me it was definitely a low point in the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. It was in the blow off match. You would just had the women's Elimination Chamber match, which was an excellent match. You know, I'd even argue that the women's Elimination Chamber match might have been better than the men's, if you're talking about as far as like match quality and stuff like that. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but you know, you had to have a blow off match. Tiffy Trishy time, Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, and yeah, it was what it was last night. You had the Tiffy and Trishy stand tall. They came out, you know, and they looked great. They looked great, matching gear and everything. It was what it was, but it was just I get why they did it, and I get why it needed to be there. It was just in a time where I know my family was, and I think a lot of other people were just like, yeah, if I need to get like a sandwich real quick, or go and take a little piss break. That's what it felt like for my household, at least. But I don't know where you guys were at. With the match got better as it went on. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't a great match, and it was what it was. It was in the spot that it was in. Voice, what was your thoughts about the match?
Honestly, I thought exactly what you just ended with. It was what it was. It did everything that it was supposed to. It was a fan loving match.
Yeah, for sure.
People call that a go get your drinks and snacks match, but it was good. Trish looked great for where she's at in her career. Tiffy, I cannot understand how she got so popular. I see it and I'm a fan of it. I was sitting watching it and I was just sitting there thinking, okay, China, I understand her popularity, why she became popular. Becky Lynch, I get that. I get all these, but then I get to Tiffy and I'm like, I don't understand it, but I think that's why I like it, because it's something that I don't. If you're going to ask me to just judge a book by its cover, I'm not picking up the Tiffany Stratton book. I'm just not. Nothing interests me. But when I see a friend go, hey, did you check this chapter out? Now I'm looking. Now I'm seeing, oh, shit, she can work. She can do good stuff. She can make Nia look like Nia is leading a match. And we all know from people who have had matches with her, sometimes in her years, she should not be led in a match. In Nia's years of wrestling, from what I'm learning, from what Nick brought up here, bringing up the LFG, Nia should be able to lead a match. And I don't know if we've ever truly seen that. But last night, there looked like moments where Nia was in complete control of everything happening. And I can only credit that to Tiffany. because Trish isn't gonna, like, Trish knows how to do it, but Trish isn't going to do it because she's not here every week. She's just here for her pop, you know?
Yep.
So I think that gives a lot of credit to where Tiffany's at in her career right now. And it just still blows me away how she got to where she's at right now. Like, it's mind blowing.
It's crazy, man. I mean, and I get what you're saying because, like, and I've said it on the show before many times. I mean, blonde, blue-eyed, female talent. I mean, I could throw a rock and hit 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're most, like, and WWE has like so many of them just waiting in the wings. You know what I'm saying? And for Tiffany Stratton to take that moment and really exceed in a really short amount of time, is incredible. Because, and I think I've had this conversation before, like when Dana Brooke was there, Ash by Elegance in TNA, when she was there, they kept trying it with her, another blonde, blue-eyed, beautiful woman that they're trying to make pop. Didn't work. Nikita Lyons has been in NXT forever and hasn't even touched the main roster. I mean, don't get me started on her. Sometimes I question her passion, but Tiffany Stratton has just exceeded expectations in the time. I mean, it's Randy Orton levels of, hey, I'm young, I get this, I understand this. And it's just, I'm telling you, we talk about how amazing Roxanne Perez is and how she's an absolute prodigy. We got to have that conversation about Tiffany Stratton as well, because she's not from wrestling. She is not from wrestling. She's from gymnastics, and she has picked this up in such a way that is almost scary. Like, Tiffany Stratton it's weird to say that she's 3 years into professional wrestling and she's a WWE champion, but that's where we're at, man. Grun, what do you think, bro? Where are you at with the evolution of this women's division right now?
I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, I finally sat down this morning, watched the first two episodes of LFG.
Oh, okay. I haven't got to it yet. I haven't got to it yet.
And like, and it's like you can see, like, there are, like, even just in that you can see there are women that they only recently in the last couple of years heard of pro wrestling and really got into it, and there's passion. There's one woman last week on the episode had her first match. She's so fresh to the business, she hadn't had a match before. And Bubba,
what'd they say about it, Grun?
Bubba, Taker, Mick, and Booker all said that was a great match between her and her opponent.
It was her very first match. She's never even stepped in a ring, man.
What? How?
It is passion. It is desire. It is being some sort of athlete and knowing this mentality I've had in this, I have to put 100% of it into this if I'm going to get good. And she was a nervous wreck before the match. Yeah.
Bubba was all over her.
But you know what? It is passion. Like, these people, like, they want to be entertainers. Everybody wants, like, we have a generation of people that want to be entertainers. They've grown up seeing it, movies, comedy, all of it. They see it, they love it, but they don't know where they belong. They find pro wrestling and they're like, this can be my way of being an entertainer. I've always wanted to be an entertainer. So now this is what I do. I'm going to do everything I can to be the best, because they don't have the mentality of, I have to screw everyone else over. They have a mentality of, I have to do my job right, because if I don't, we look like crap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tiffany's got, like, do they have that competitive nature? I'm sure they do. But at the same time, I mean, they are just, they may have not been like us, fans from kids, but they understand that that it is an aura, it is a vibe, it is presentation, it is an experience. And if you can't give fans that kind of experience, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. True. LFG, dude, 100% go watch it. It is fantastic. You get insights from The Undertaker, you get insights from Booker T, Mickey James, Bubba, and you get to see these kids like absorb what these legends, what these greats are telling them. And the women's match from last week, fantastic. It was a great match. I would have liked to see it on an NXT. Yeah. I think in the proper production, they would have really blew the roof off with that match. And they have that Olympic gold medalist. She's in this from a couple years ago.
Yeah, what was her name? May Steele. May Steele.
She's in it, and she had her first match. I cannot wait for her. I cannot wait for her to hit the roster.
She's got personality. She's got charisma. She's got everything you're looking for. She just needs more coaching. She needs
a gimmick.
Yeah,
I don't think the Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, Tyra May Steele.
Oh, you mean Tamara Mensah Stock? That's possibly. Like that's her worker name. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, Tyra May. Oh my God, I remember her from a few years ago.
Yeah, she was the one who cried, had the American flag when she won her gold medal. She
won gold in Tokyo in 2020.
Yeah. She's a beast. I honestly cannot wait. Wait to see her on a roster.
She's gonna. Listen, man. When I saw her, I was like, man. If they would pushed right, they can have her be like the female Black Kurt Angle.
Well, and just have that's what's being brought up. That is what's being brought up every time she's on. Every time she does something, they like.
I would love for her to have this character where she's lighthearted. Like Kurt has those times where he could be lighthearted and like wear a cowboy hat and play like a guitar or something like that, or rap in the ring with the hat sideways. But man, when Kurt Angle needed to turn it on, he turned that shit on. And I would definitely like to see her absorb a character kind of like that.
Well, I think they're gearing her more towards a heelish.
Okay, so, how Angle started.
Yes,
yeah,
but with actual I know how Angle when he started, it was more like he came out with this. Hey guys, I'm the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, and I can beat anybody back here. She's gonna come out like, hey, I'm an Olympic gold medalist, and I'm gonna break anybody back there. And yeah. I'm for it. I think and you could put her in those silly moments like you did with Brock Lesnar. I mean,
sure, yeah,
it plays, but I'm telling you, I really think she's going to be the breakout star of this.
Okay.
Well, it's her first season, and this is fantastic. I love this show. I've been dying for you to get on it, Grun. I am so glad that you just said that you were caught up on it, because this show it's great. It's great.
So it's 2 episodes in, and is the 3rd episode tonight?
Yep,
third episode tonight. And like OG Tony said, Evolve starts Wednesday on Tuesday.
Oh, that's gonna be good too.
Right.
Also,
yep. You guys, you fellas probably don't know. I've actually been to an Evolve show.
Oh yeah?
Oh really?
Yes, I've been to an Evolve show when Gabe Sapowski was running Evolve before it got absorbed by the WWE, and it was his own thing. And that's where I got a chance to meet Adam Cole, and that's where I got a chance to ask Adam Cole for the In Your House interview, and he agreed to it, but I had to email WWE. So I emailed them and they declined the interview. But it's okay, because I still came out of that night and I got the Austin Theory interview, and got a chance to interview Austin Theory in Your House before he got to the WWE. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, I've been to an Evolve show before, so I'm actually excited for that brand to be presented on Tubi.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah. What they're doing now with the production of shows and things is amazing. It's like who was telling the story? It was a wrestler telling the story with The Undertaker. And it's when Vince first started the WWE network, and he would go around the locker room and he'd ask everybody what they're watching. and all the guys were like, "Oh, I'm watching SummerSlam from '92. I'm watching No Way Out," and Vince is like, "God damn it! I paid all this money for you guys to just sit and watch the old stuff. We got new stuff that we're producing. Why aren't you guys watching our new shows?"
Yeah,
and it's almost like where they're at now is what Vince was envisioning it to be, but just could never get it over because, well, he's Vince McMahon. But yeah, I love it. LFG, go check it out. Go be a part of it so we can have some discussions about it.
Yeah, man. It sounds dope.
Like, if I could just, like, we were talking about why WWE doesn't just make a new WWE there. I think at this point, like, it would cost more money than it's probably worth. And if they had been able to convince Vince to keep it alive to this point, there never would have been a Netflix deal, and WWE Network would have the subscriptions. Yeah, they probably would have dropped pretty low considerably, but 2022, I think they would have skyrocketed, or they would have started climbing, and then 2023 they skyrocket. I think they would have had a lot more subscriptions than they ever had at this point if they had kept the WWE Network alive.
I loved the WWE Network. It was so easy to find everything.
It was so perfect.
Yeah, it was so easy to find everything, and it just I miss the WWE Network because I feel like I have to go to 50 different apps just to, like, if I need to go to a certain thing with wrestling, you know, like if I want to watch Monday Night Raw, it's on Netflix, and then I got to watch Friday Night SmackDown on USA, and you know, now we're gonna have Evolve on Tubi and NXT on the CW, you know, like a Peacock, you know, it's so much, but I don't know, maybe it's making them money, maybe it's making them good money or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't really put my finger on it, but I'm, you know, especially with the Netflix deal, for sure, absolutely, that all these contracts involved and everything is probably really good for business, and they're flowing a lot of money into the company. But man, also another reason why a lot of money is flowing into the company is because the quality of shows that they're putting on, like we saw last night at the Elimination Chamber. Now it's time for us to finally talk about this match, because I've literally been waiting to give us a clear block of time here to talk about this match. And man, that's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. And man, I got to tell you, there's rarely a time I'm proud to say I'm not like jaded by wrestling. Like, even being behind the curtain and seeing all the interworkings and knowing all the people that I know, I'm still not jaded by watching pro wrestling. But I will say this, that match is the first time, and I do it weekly when we watch ECW. My jaw is usually hitting the floor on a weekly basis, but this is one of the few times currently up to date, like as far as 2025 wrestling that's happening, a match that just had my jaw completely on the floor, like throughout the span of this match. And man, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens tore it apart. I honestly felt like that. Honestly, Kevin Owens just showed himself to be a next level of sick bastard, and it was great to see. This match was everything that I needed it to be. In terms of, I think we saw a few things that we saw them do in Ring of Honor, and they didn't have to do too much of it. They only had to do a couple. I said it before. They only had to do a couple things that they did in Ring of Honor to get that crowd and everybody watching and awed, and that's exactly what they did. You know, whether it been the snap suplexes on the chair, you know what I'm saying, the exploders on the chair, everything that happened with the barbed wire chair, that was crazy. Kevin Owens like favoring his eye after the drop toe hold on it, it was just insane. The freak, oh my gosh, the damn blue thunder bomb onto the barbed wire chair, the tables, the fighting in the crowd that happened. I mean, it seems like that Kevin Owens was just hell-bent on trying to kill Sami Zayn. This match was just, I mean, on a night that had 2 Elimination Chamber matches and a great story that was told at the end of it, this was my match of the night, and it just was, for the level of violence that I like to see. I mean, this was unmitigated violence on a WWE level, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Voice, you're an ECW guy through and through. What was your thoughts on this match?
ECW. It was fantastic. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. I really think, and you guys are probably tired of hearing me say it out there in the household, but 5 minutes. Would you have your 5 minutes, especially at an elimination chamber, an event where the chamber itself is supposed to be the spectacle, the awe, the shock, and you go out there and you brutalize your best friend and yourself for the story, you've won me over. You got me. And then to add on one of my favorites from this era, Randy Orton, at the end of it, and have him come out and us see voices in my head, Randy Orton. The one thing I will say is you took the punt away from me.
Yeah,
I wanted to see the punt.
I
honestly wanted to see him line up that barbed wire chair and just punt it right back into Kevin Owens' face. Just because I think that would, yeah. And I think that's where we were at with it, though. Like, if you would go back a week ago and hear my ideas for this match, you would be like, wow, he liked what happened. There was no, abductions of family members and stuff like that, but he enjoyed it. And I did. I really enjoyed it. I think these two really captured a unsanctioned match. They really took the limits of what each one could take, and they presented it in front of us in a beautiful, bloody portrait. And I'm an ECW hardcore fan through and through. Death matches, sign me up all day long. And this goes into one of my top ones. I would say I'm putting this in my top 10 of hardcore matches, just because the story told with it was beautiful. Like, it was as beautiful as the violence. And again, it leaves it open to what's next with these two. This can't be the end. They both left. So, like, this isn't the end.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. I enjoyed the match through and through. Randy Orton showing up, that was what was needed in the moment that it happened. But man, the intentions that it's just, for me, it was really the intentions. Like we talked about last week when we was talking about putting Sammy's child up for the package pile driver, and the package pile driver not happening. It didn't happen, but it was the intent. It was the intentions that he was going to do it. And I take that, and like that moment was still encapsulated to me when he exposed the ringside padding to expose the concrete, with every intention to package pile driver Sami Zayn on the concrete and end his career and maybe even his life. He might not be able to move his arms and legs. And to me, they encapsulated the intent. That was the intention for him to do that. And that moment was still encapsulated to me. Randy Orton coming out the time that he did, perfect. It was what was needed. We were probably leading to Randy Orton and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I don't know what Sami Zayn's involvement is going to be at this point. I couldn't tell you, but man, the match itself was just so amazing. The table on top of table spot. I mean, we had so much, so much violence that was involved in this match. And here's the thing. It even got to a point, somebody as bloodthirsty as me, I was like, damn, Kevin just pinned him, man. Just pin the man. Like, and I love the fact that it got there. Grun, what was your thoughts on this match, man?
It was honestly crazy. It was as violent as I thought it was going to be. They definitely made, actually, I'm going to say it wasn't as violent as I thought it was going to be, because I thought this match was going to end in a no contest.
Yeah.
Now, you did say that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did say that. I was proven wrong. Kevin Owens got the win. And you know what? That, because it wasn't as violent, And I think you could make an argument that maybe Sami Zayn's going to be cleared by WrestleMania, or at the same time, they could be looking for Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at Mania. And
I think we're going to get a three-way.
I can see that.
I think a triple threat is going to happen in this one.
I could see that. Like, we've been throwing that out because, like, there is so much going on in WWE right now between Raw and SmackDown that the Intercontinental Championship is being looked at as possibly being in a multi-man match. The United States title has got a whole bunch of competitive people that want it, and we don't really know about that. The WWE tag team titles, there are a whole bunch of competitors that want that. That could be a multi-team match. It's like Triple H is doing such a great job of keeping us on our toes. But this match, the barbed wire steel chair, I did not see that coming.
Man,
like that was beautiful.
No, I said in the house call chat that I think he talked to Mick Foley when I saw that. Like, that is something Mick Foley would have made for fun, and Vince would have said, "Nope, you can't use that. That's too violent."
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of things I seen in there, and it did make me think those same things, Grun. Like, oh, I wonder if they talked to this guy. I wonder if they talked to this guy, because it's so like what they like. The double table, they had to have talked to Bubba.
Yeah.
I mean, the Dudleys, they only brought out the double table when they wanted to massacre a team. And when they did it. And when they wanted to throw Spike through flaming things.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, they did such a good job. Such a good job. Great. I mean, before these two even touched each other, you could feel the electricity in the crowd because they knew what was about to happen. We all knew what was about to happen. Anything less of what happened, it would have been a disappointment. But I think these guys delivered. It was great, great violence. This is, I think, it was the one match that I got wrong. But I'm not mad about it. I think, once again, they solidified Kevin Owens to be the sick bastard that he is. Yeah. And the fact that winning the match wasn't enough for him, he wanted to end Sami Zayn. And did you guys, I don't know, facial expressions are big with me. Like, I was gushing about John Cena's facial expressions after he turned heel last night and how great they were. Man, I got to tell you, Kevin Owens' facial expressions last night, he really firmly made me believe that man was not in his body at that time. Like, this was a devil. This was a demon. He did not look like, he looked like evil Kevin Owens. Like, that was like, he was just somewhere else. Like, I know right now he's feuding with, Randy Orton, and that's about to go down. But I'm telling you, this man looked like, in his facial expression, that he was hearing voices. I think that was a really nice touch for him, being like, just like gone, mentally gone. And honestly, I think it helped evolve the Kevin Owens character.
No, I think you're hitting on a great point there, because all through the match, he did look like a possessed man ready to destroy his best friend. But the moment that he heard Randy Orton's music hit, it was like it took him out of that trance, and he became a man who understood that he goes to those places sometimes. And the Kevin Owens, the Kevin Steen that you see standing there, always has to answer for what this possessed Kevin Owens had to do. And he just rolled himself into the ring knowing the Reaper was coming.
Yes,
and that Reaper comes with an RKO. Like, I'm there with you, Howse. This Kevin Owens added a whole nother layer to himself last night with just expressions. He didn't even have to do anything, just his face. And it is WrestleMania season, Howse.
Yeah.
And this is fantastic.
It really is. Oh my gosh. I love where we're going, the directions that we're going in, man. It's just insane. Once again, I loved this match. And here's the thing, like, even in the moment, like, I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was coming, and it just went in a completely different direction than what I thought. I would have never guessed that there would be a a barbed wire wrapped chair that would come into play in the situation. I damn sure didn't think they was going to let him Blue Thunderbomb this man on this chair. It was just incredible violence, the twisting, the twisting fisherman superplex through the table was nuts. I mean, I love watching these two fight. I mean, I love watching these two battle. It's always a treat every single time.
I just think every time I see Kevin Owens do a performance like this, that Kurt Hennig is sitting there going, he's my favorite. You know, wherever Kurt Hennig is in the afterlife, I think Kurt Hennig would have loved Kevin Owens as a wrestler. There's so many things I see similarities with those guys, and I love the Mr. Perfect character. And sometimes Kevin Owens gets on that role when he's talking, boasting about himself and all this stuff. And I just love it.
I love it too, man. What Kevin Owens is becoming is, honestly, I thought it was where we were going to go with the Drew McIntyre character last year. And not to say Drew McIntyre didn't do sick things. Like, I'm not saying he didn't do stuff like that, but it became more like, and once again, love Drew McIntyre, but he kind of more pandered to like the being funny on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And so that was working for him, and that's great. But man, not Kevin Owens, man, not this guy. This guy's not trying to pander to his social media. He will literally show up outside of your house and make you feel in danger for yourself and your family, because that's just the twisted bastard that he is. Like, this is a step further than what I thought that they could have done with Drew McIntyre, and they just went ahead and took that extra step of just twisted madness and instilled it in Kevin Owens, and it's really, really working.
I agree.
Oh man. But you know, while we had that great match, we had that great women's elimination chamber match, and we already know, we talked about the winner of the men's elimination chamber match, but we didn't talk about the match itself. We'll talk about that, get that out there, and yeah, we'll slide out of here, call this a really great episode. But the men's elimination chamber match was once again another great match. I enjoyed it. You had Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre starting out in the chamber to go up against each other, and these are both a couple of guys that, of course, have personal problems with CM Punk. So, of course, he got involved in that. You know, you could see him kind of egging Seth Rollins on while he's beating Drew's head into his pod, you know. But I got to say that the match was really good. I thought it interesting that Seth Rollins made it all the way to the end after starting. And then what's Seth Rollins' problem, man? Because he just likes to sit up there and just stomp people. He did it with Roman Reigns. He did it with CM Punk. He caused Punk a WrestleMania main event, sat up there and watched as CM Punk lost consciousness to John Cena's STF. Man, it was a great match. But also another thing that I feel about that match is that a lot of stories like that are leading to WrestleMania came out of it. Of course, the main story, but I think a lot of feuds came out of that we're going to see break down in WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, though, with this chamber, it was a great one. It really was. But it's almost like the women's in a way. I mean, we didn't even talk about the fact that Bayley had no impact in the chamber, because of the stories being told around her. She said, "Hey, I'm going to go to the bench. No worries. I'm Bayley. I'll have something coming up." In this same thing, Drew McIntyre had to take himself out of this. Like, he was in the match, but like
he was out. I think he was the first one out.
Yeah, what did he do? He didn't do anything. And I think it was I think Pat brought it up. Yeah, Pat did. He said that after Drew got pinned, he said this is exactly what happens to Drew McIntyre every time. He gets in his own way. And that's what he does. And I thought we had moved past that. with him, especially with it when he came back and we were seeing this whole kind of new energy around him. But again, they keep going back into that story with him to where he's in his own way. But the reason I bring that up is because think of the caliber of talent that had to take a back seat to the stories being told in both chambers. That just shows you the abundance of riches we have in storytelling and where we can go. And I think that goes back into what I'm talking to you, Grun, about with your comment about the it seems like we have a lot of matches that we're going to be adding a third person, a fourth person, singles matches turning into multi matches. I think that's an issue you have when you have so many great storylines and so many talents, making these storylines viable for us, digestible for the fans. The Seth Rollins angle is just masterful. Like, he doesn't want to see CM Punk succeed at all. At all in life, in the ring, in even taking a piss. I'm pretty sure Seth walks in there and just taps him, so he pisses a little bit, maybe on his pants, just to say, hey, I got one over on you, CM Punk. And which I love this. Yeah, exactly. I love the fuck you, buddy, Seth Rollins. They've built so many cool stories here. Like Logan Paul, where do we go with him now?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Where United States title? I would like to see him go in that area. I mean, the SmackDown before, we've seen Jacob and Andrade go at each other. Like, why was that not featured in a little bit of this? What bloodline angle was in this chamber?
There was none.
Ain't that crazy?
I mean, well, it is crazy, and it's like we're finally at the point where we don't need the bloodline involved in every story.
That's crazy.
It's crazy because the bloodline, Roman Reigns, the second he returned during the COVID era, he like people automatically knew something's different about Roman this time. And not just that he was with Paul Heyman. Like, that was a huge shocker. But that alone got people reinvested. And then, unfortunately, the bloodline was the only thing that mattered. But at the same time, it was a very strong argument for being the hottest thing in pro wrestling at that time.
Oh, yeah.
For the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, that is crazy. And but you know what? Like, we are definitely entering a new era, and it is being rumored that WWE have filed a trademark for the final tribal chief, or for the final chief to be a phrase, a nickname. So it is possible that WWE realizes that the tribal chief title does not have an infinite lifespan, that it needs to die at some point. And whether it dies with Roman Reigns, Sol Sikoa, or Jacob Fatu, we don't know, but we will find out. And I think that it is for the best.
That's a very interesting thought.
It's a good thought, but Howse, we're old heads. When has the Samoan dynasty ever died in pro wrestling?
Well, now hold on. I'm not saying this.
There's always a chief. There's always somebody in that family line.
Like, someone can be the tribal chief without being on screen. Acknowledge me.
Oh, I'm waiting for Jacob to have a 10-year run of acknowledge me. I'm going to acknowledge him every single time.
That dude is amazing. But it's crazy to think that just a couple years ago, we were saying things like WWE can't survive without Roman Reigns. WWE can't stand on its own without Roman Reigns. Well, guess what? WWE is preparing themselves to plan for time after Roman Reigns. And it's smart. You have to. I mean, this roster, we talk about it all the time, an absolute embarrassment of riches with what they have. And then you just add to it by bringing in names out of the blue, such as like the Motor City Machine Guns, such as the Gorillas of Destiny, such as Jacob Fatu coming up. You know, you sign Jade Cargill and you finally help her character take it to a next level as of last night at Elimination Chamber. I mean, what WWE is doing right now in development and just plucking talent from where they want it, where they want to, without like really destroying the indies. If anything, they're really contributing to the indies in a way with TNA and WWID and the things that they're trying to do with Evolve and leading up to NXT. It's been great, but it's scary with the talent like roster that they have, the talent they have the ability to develop from the ground up. Whether you're talking about somebody like you know, a Carmelo Hayes or a Trick Williams or a Tiffany Stratton, or, you know, being selective with who you sign with the company, like a Jacob Fatu, you know, somebody like that who's just going to come in and just pop like the way that Jacob has popped. Like, WWE is in a position to stand up on their own 2 feet without Roman Reigns. And whether it be somebody in a spot like a Cody Rhodes, or even somebody who we haven't even talked about because he wasn't in the conversation, somebody like a Jey Uso, you know, who can come in and take those top spots. And then guess what? If things pop off for somebody like Cody Rhodes, guess what? Cody Rhodes is gonna go off and he's gonna probably do movies and shit like that. And he's gonna, you know, go to Hollywood and then the question is gonna be, well, who's gonna be that top baby face after Cody? And then Cody's gonna be the one coming back making nostalgia appearances and you know, having limited dates and stuff like that. That's just how it works when you're a draw, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see how it comes up. I mean, I said it and I said it on this show to you guys, and Voice remembers. I said I'm taking my bias out of the Royal Rumble. I feel like that the Elimination Chamber has potential to be bigger than the Royal Rumble, and damn, it was by a lot.
It really was. It really was. The stories being told, the talent putting the energy into those stories to get us to buy into it is at an all-time high. They officially made the chamber meaningful again, and I'm so for it. I love the idea of the Elimination Chamber when it was first introduced.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they're doing chambers for both divisions and making both chambers the heart and soul of that PLE is fantastic. I mean, Kevin and Sammy definitely, they did what they should have done in that situation and try to be bigger than the chamber itself, the PLE itself, and that needs to be congratulated. Tiffany and Trish, they did their thing exactly what that crowd wanted and needed at that time. So saying all that, it does make me wonder, what is next? What is our trajectory? Because we're in an era of WWE where, like you said, Howse, all bets are off the table. Anything can happen because they are trying things. They are literally trying to almost destroy what they have built, your perception of how it should go. And trying to give you a new look at it, a new angle. And this is what I've been asking for. Yeah, I don't think you need to have all these other promotions out there running and gunning and doing their thing to get something new. I think you have to look inside what's going on. And just like this turn with John Cena, this is masterful writing. I don't give a shit who you're out there and you think, oh, you know what they're writing, because we don't. We absolutely do not know what they're writing. We can only see what they're giving us, and you choose your own road, choose your own destiny with WWE right now. You're going to be entertained no matter what destiny you choose with them, so you might as well.
You know, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about this Elimination Chamber and everything that that came with it. And I'm thinking about moments because I'm a big moment guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big time moment guy. So my son, you guys know my son, and he's become quite the wrestling fan. And he knows he keeps up with all the dirt sheets and keeps up with all the TikTok videos and Instagram videos about wrestling, blah blah blah. And it's really cool because it reminds me of how I was at that age when I would go to AOL.com and whatnot, and try to go to because I really wanted to see what was going on, what I wasn't seeing in front of my eyes in wrestling, and I was always fascinated by it. So it's really cool to see that moment. But man, I harken back to 2001, where we saw the form of the two-man power trip, if you remember that. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H teaming up, and Stone Cold going heel, and just ultimate good joins ultimate evil. And I remember when they came together in 2001, I was living in California. I was living in Pomona. And I remember when that happened, I felt like all was lost. I was like, I can't believe Stone Cold teamed up with Triple H. I hated Triple H at that time. He was on top of the WWF, and I was like, man, let somebody else have a turn. I'm so tired of seeing him with the title. And he just did whatever he had to do to keep the title. And then Stone Cold, of all people, the one who represented anarchy, the one who represented bucking the system, joins up and becomes the two-man power trip. And I remember feeling like, oh, I'm pissed at wrestling. All is lost. This is terrible. And, it's really, really cool because at that time in 2001, I was 15 years old. 15 years old. My son is 15 years old. And when he saw John Cena turn on Cody Rhodes and team up with The Rock, he was pissed. He was even this morning, he was like, I don't even want to talk about wrestling right now. I don't want to talk about it because John Cena, his childhood hero, turned heel. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody thought this was like you said, Voice. Only the real sickos thought about that it was going to happen. But anybody who was like, WWE is not going to do that. It's his last year. They're going to play it safe. Nobody saw it coming. My son didn't see it coming, and it's really cool because even though it sucks that he's disappointed, I get why he's disappointed, and it's still kind of a fun reason because you're along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? You're along for the ride, and he's along for the ride to see his childhood hero turn heel against the top babyface in the company, Cody Rhodes. And man, that was really cool for me. Elimination Chamber was a great show that was more storyline driven. Don't get me wrong, the wrestling was great, but I really feel like the 2025 Elimination Chamber is going to be talked about as far as one of the shows of the year, and probably going to be talked about for years to come because this was a caliber pay-per-view where storytelling really reigned supreme.
Yeah, 100% on that. Yeah, and I don't think it's a disappointing thing to see that. I think this is a life lesson for him. I think your son. I think this is for him to understand. Your heroes will always disappoint you.
Yeah.
They will always find a way to crush your little heart. Grun, I know you're going through it.
Poor Grun.
It's okay though, because you got those blue eyes. You're a villain yourself. And now you can just team up with John villain Cena.
No. You see, what's going to happen is I'm going to go WWE. I'm going to ensure Cody retains at WrestleMania, and if I fail, if Cody fails, that is on me because I allowed this bastard to do it. So then I will be on my own mission to destroy the very thing I love the most, and that is John Cena ending his career, ending his 17th world title reign. And then I will simply hold on to it, refuse challengers until the Royal Rumble, where I will forfeit the title.
This is what you're going to do?
Yes.
Okay.
The grun story arc is insane right now.
Yes, it is. Hey, just remember to get the IYH put on all your stuff so we can.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
No,
my
yeah.
man.
That covered.
No, yeah.
My man.
I'm gonna promote them. I'm gonna get fined. I'm gonna get fired. All of it.
I love it, man. I got to tell you guys, this Elimination Chamber, it was such a fun show.
Yes.
I mean, it was such a fun show, and I felt like it was going to be. I felt that even the day of, because I work on Saturdays, and it is what it is. But then when I got off, I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's right, Elimination Chamber is tonight. And I had said, I felt like something big is going to happen. And man, they delivered, man, with great match quality, with superb storytelling, and a big story to just get us kicked off and ready for WrestleMania. I mean, how could you possibly have made Cody's story interesting leading up to WrestleMania without doing something like this? Because they did that. They made Cody bigger. They made the WWE Championship bigger. And there was a time last year, if you guys go back to the old episodes, where I was like, man, this was a point in time, sometime late last year, where I was like, kind of seems like the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is holding a little bit more prestige and a little bit more interest than the WWE Undisputed Championship. That time has changed. We're out of there. I don't think the World Heavyweight Championship has felt more secondary than it does right now, because my God, you made the title important, and it has nothing to do with Roman Reigns. Great job, great show. I'm on board, fellas. I am on board. I'm ready to suspend my disbelief and enjoy the ride that everybody in WWE is taking me on. And I'm excited to talk about it with you fellas as we do it in the weeks to come.
Oh, me too. We're in the best time of wrestling, the golden era. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait for the stories to keep unfolding up until the best season that is out there. Fuck your Christmas, fuck your Halloween. It's all about WrestleMania.
Right here, WrestleMania season for sure. So, with all the excitement going on, I really wanted to bring this up because it's something that we're working on here at In Your House, and I've got Grun on top of it. He's the main guy who's going to be helping us take care of this. With all the excitement around WrestleMania, wrestling, we know it came up, man. It's back. It's back in pop culture. I've been talking about this renaissance for years, and it really seems like there's the mainstream appeal is back. The mainstream appeal feels back, fellas. I love it. I'm enjoying it. But with that, another big part of my childhood, and I want to go out on this and once again see what we can do as far as that. A big part of my childhood and enjoyment of professional wrestling was the WWE video games, the wrestling video games. And if you guys pre-ordered a certain edition of WWE 2K25, that means it's available this Friday, the 7th of March, 2025. And that game is looking great. It's looking amazing. My son, the only reason I even know all the things that are happening and things that are even coming down the pipeline is because my son has had such close eyes on it. And it's going to be amazing. As a matter of fact, we might have to bring him on and get some of his thoughts on the game next week after he has a few days to play it. But Grun, what we're working on here, and I'm hoping we can find a way to get this together, is take In Your House from the podcast realm for a little bit. We're going to still be here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to still be here, but take us more into the video game streaming realm, as we're looking to do an In Your House online My GM mode that, I mean, ever since this idea was even brought up, it's something where I'm like, hey, this is something I really want to do with the squad. I really want to do this with the team, because not only is it going to be a good idea, a good, way for us to jump into like video game streaming as a team. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. And guys, we're still going to be talking wrestling while we stream and do our thing on WWE 2K25. I just think that this is a big win for everybody involved, whether you're a wrestling fan, whether you're a video game fan, or whether you just like to hear guys who enjoy and love wrestling talk about wrestling. This is a big win for our community and helping to grow our community. I'm really excited about us trying to put this together, Grun.
No, yeah, this is going to be exciting. What is also going to be exciting is finding out like how is this going to work with online? Does everyone have to be online at the same time, or is it going to be like how some 2K games or how Madden or Madden and the college football games were, where really you don't need to be online at the same time. You just need to do your thing within this time frame. And so that's going to be interesting. What is also interesting, Howse, I don't know. Did you know that they added a new type of triple threat match to 2K25 that we've never seen in WWE games?
I did not.
You didn't know?
Please enlighten me.
For the first time ever, we are finally getting triple threat tag team matches.
Whoa, what?
For the first time ever, we finally have triple threat 2 versus 2 versus 2 tag team matches.
Really?
Yes, we finally got it.
That's actually fire. Like
that is crazy.
Wow. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so excited to play this game, dude. Like, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about it too much on the show because there's been so much wrestling stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I'm so excited to play this game. So much awesome features that they're adding. That's just it's gonna be so damn good.
Over 300 wrestlers
from
my God. past, present, probably gonna be some DLCs. Likely, we were not gonna get Penta until a DLC, which that's fine. I get
okay.
it. That's okay. Fine. He was that's okay. It's arguable whether they could have got him in time or not.
Oh, they'll get a DLC of him.
Quick. Oh yeah.
So if I want to add something, because this is what my son, like I told you guys, my son has been giving me like every up-to-date little bit of information on WWE 2K25. And we got Doc Fox TV. Before I get my point in, Grun will probably also be the oh my God.
Hello, Doc. Yes.
Leave Grun alone.
Dude, I don't know, because like I've done well in this game before, unless you play against online players who decide that they want to change the entire wrestler's moveset to all finishers and be a fucking piece of shit.
Oh, that's the worst. Come on.
First time I ever played against an online player. First time ever. That happened. I'm like, nope, I'm fucking done. I'm done. Nope. You guys are gonna play that fucking bullshit. Fuck you.
See, that's why I don't,
you get the fuck off.
That's why I don't play people online.
Nah.
That's why.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I got you there, Howse. That's why the only time I play people online is Call of Duty. And that's just because those 12-year-olds cussing at me and making fun of me make me laugh. It just makes me laugh, kids. You're not hurting any of my feelings. You're just making me laugh.
Yeah.
None at all. But no, this game, it's going to be, I'm excited about it, all the possibilities that it has. And like I was saying, my son was showing me some stuff where if you close up, so it looks like they're presumably going to have some sort of TNA DLC is what I understand.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I think he said they were talking about having Motor City Machine Guns on there. I think Joe Hendry is going to be in it.
Oh my God, yeah.
If you do a close-up on one of the NXT arenas, you can see a Joe Hendry shirt in the arena, which is an indication that he could be DLC. Penta will be part of it. Stephanie Vicor will also be a DLC of some kind. Julie will be a DLC of some kind. And that's basically all I've got right now. But yeah, my son is telling me that He said he's 99.9% sure that it's going to be Stephanie Vicor involved in some kind of way, Julia, Penta, Joe Hendry, Motor City Machine Guns.
Sounds right. Oh, that sounds exactly right. Yeah.
We all pre-ordered it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm the odd one out. I got the Xbox One.
I'm gonna be real with you, Josh. You probably got the right one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I've known this since you guys all told me I play a PlayStation.
No, yeah, Sony.
I also have Xbox.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
I have both.
I don't have both. I really wish I did. Sony's not fucking worth my goddamn money.
I've been telling you that.
I know, but I'm sorry. They own the rights to FromSoft games. Okay, they won't put them on PC.
I like controllers that feel like robot penises in my hand. This is fun. I can hit the square, triangle.
Oh my god! Oh, voice, we love you, man. Man, we're just having a great time here at In Your House. But yeah, that's one of the things that I'm super excited for is the game. Yes. But yeah, Elimination Chamber, amazing. I was super excited to talk with you guys about it. Super excited to hear the weeks of content that we're gonna have leading up to this show, because WWE did a really great job of really getting people talking. I mean, most of my timeline on any form of social media was talking about the John Cena heel turn. Elimination Chamber matters in a big way again. I mean, let's face it, man. Like, Royal Rumble was great, but it felt like that. Like they were winning and they were picking the secondary champions, because I feel like that Rhea Ripley's title is the more prestigious title over the one that Tiffany holds. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that Cody is the more prestigious champion over the title that Gunther holds. Elimination Chamber was really, really pivotal in building out what WrestleMania 41 is going to be. It was a great show. It was an amazing show. And we're going to see what happens from here, because that was the last PLE for WWE before WrestleMania. I mean, we have NXT's Roadblock coming up, but that's not a I know, but that's not a WWE PLE. That's NXT. That's going to be big. So now it's like we have all this time between Elimination Chamber and what they've built out from Elimination Chamber, on top of what they built through the Royal Rumble. Now we're just going to see the cement dry as we lead up to WrestleMania. And man, fellas, I'm ready for it. We've got some awesome stuff coming up tomorrow. Window Liquors, check out everything that they're going to be talking about. I'm sure a lot of this conversation is going to continue, and it's just going to lead into what is going to be a great episode of the Raw Deal with Howse and O'Neil, myself and Annie O'Neil, where we see all the fallout of Elimination Chamber on Monday Night Raw and what leads up to it. Then on Friday, we're going to have my man, the Grunmeister, doing his thing, talking SmackDown, leading up to what we're going to see on SmackDown, the first SmackDown after Elimination Chamber. We got a heavy week of content on top of some awesome stuff that we got coming up this Friday. I'm going to let Voice talk about that when we get to him. But before we do that, we got to throw it to Grunmeister, man. Where can they catch everything that the Grunmeister is doing?
You can catch me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister, where, yes, as Howse said, I talk SmackDown every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Man, we appreciate all the work that you do on top of you kind of spearheading this WWE 2K25 online My GMO that we're going to be doing. I'm really excited about that, because I know that you you can stream you some games, man, and I just needed somebody that can lead the ship on that one, and I think you're the right guy for the job, and we're going to bring our organic entertainment to the video game streaming realm. That's going to be awesome. But I got to throw it to my man Voice, because we got some cool stuff coming up on Friday too. Voice, where can they catch you in everything that you're doing?
All right, so fans, it is I, Joshua Joseph, the voice, and like Howse said, Monday nights is the Window Lickers presented by In Your House, and that's where me, the Grunmeister, the blue-eyed villain himself, and Kevin Calloway, the Chaos Goblin, we talk Monday Night Raw. At 7 p.m., we get you ready for Raw an hour before they go live on Netflix. I usually give a general discussion because I am a gracious host and I like everybody's involvement. And then my co-hosts take over and they have one thing they want to talk about, and we let them talk about it, and then we discuss it. So come be a part of it. Tomorrow is going to be a banger. We're going to get Kevin's opinion on Elimination Chamber. Now, fans, it is, because if you've never been to a Window Lickers Monday Night Raw show, these are the ones to go to, because you get to see Kevin pretty much tell you how you should feel, and he's usually 100% right. So come join us. It's a fun time. Friday is when we go extreme. Me and Howse, to be specific, here in the In Your House network. Me and Howse, we step back at 5 p.m. and we go in time and we go to ECW. We are in season 2 of the ECW watch along, and it was fantastic. You don't even understand. If you weren't there, you don't understand. But here's the thing. You can always go back and rewatch it. It's a fun time. And when you listen to it in the audio, you get to hear all the ECW action. Now, this Friday coming up, we have a special guest coming to join us. We have the man himself, Dirty Dick Flair. And if you know him, you know him. He's a part of the Sabu Speaks. He's a co-host on the show. That's Tuesday nights. That's where Sabu sits down and he talks wrestling. And it's usually you watch a match with Sabu and he tells you all the fun stuff that has happened in there, and he answers any question you could want. His co-hosts are amazing too. But Dirty Dick, well, let's just say he's been on the Jericho cruise and he's made a little name for himself there. He might have, maybe grabbed a bottle and started pouring it out to the other people on the boat, and that's a no-no. You can't do that. They're unlimited drinks, but you can't be pouring them for people. So there's going to be some funny stories of that. He's going to be on here promoting himself, and Sabu Speaks. So come join me and Howse Friday at 5 p.m. for the ECW watch along with Dirty Dick Flair. And lastly, this is a spot to find me on a Sunday. You've seen what we did. We talked about Elimination Chamber. We gushed about all the top performers. And every Sunday, join us. And you can be a part of this. It's a fun time.
Yes, it is. I'm excited for everything that we got moving. A whole lot of awesome things to talk about as we move into WrestleMania. ECW talk is always something that we love to do here in the household. But man, I'm just excited because Elimination Chamber was great. We're moving into WrestleMania. We have a big week that we're trying to plan for WrestleMania. We have some video game streaming that we're wanting to do. We're always moving and doing something cool here In Your House. It's a cool community to be a part of, and we hope you guys join us because we have a whole lot of fun. I love this team of creators that we have that we put together, and man, we have a whole lot of fun. But while we're having fun, hey, we're doing that and putting in that work. And of course, that's HOWSE, and that W does in fact stand for work. So for the Grunmeister, for the voice Josh Joseph, for Hypocrisy Jones, for the Chaos Goblin Kevin Calloway, for Divinely Designed Danny O'Neill, for Relentless Ray Larson, and the world's most dangerous podcaster Paragon, I'm Alakon, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household, we are still going mighty strong. Have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We as them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. And your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.